Welcome back. Today we'll be continuing the reading of Bug Guy, my novel about the giant bug from Kafka's The Metamorphosis becoming an influencer. Chapter 7. Family Pest, Guests. The cacophonous ringing of the alarm clock woke me up. I stumbled around to turn off the thing before pulling off the mask covering my eyes. Turning to the right side of the bed to get up, I saw something that scared the living daylights out of me. Mary kneeling down, pointing her camera at me.
"What the hell are you doing here?"
I screamed, my 5 hearts still pounding from the fright I received.
"I'm here to film your reality TV show, remember?"
She said, with a wink as she adjusted the camera.
"Well, yes, but will you at least let me go to the bathroom first? Don't I deserve some privacy?"
"I'm sorry, people on reality TV shows don't get the privilege of privacy."
At this point, Evelyn ran into the room.
"What's wrong? I was in the kitchen when I heard some loud buzzing."
"Nothing. I just saw Mary filming me as I woke up."
"Oh, and that scared you?"
"Yeah? Wouldn't you be scared if you found a stranger filming you while you were asleep?"
"But Mary isn't exactly a stranger. You've known her a few days now."
"Yeah, but I don't know her well. Plus, she took the bus home last night, presumably to her apartment. So when I saw her in my room, I assumed she'd broken into our apartment."
"Don't be silly. Mary? Why would she have to break in? She just showed up really early and I let her in."
"Well, in that case, if she ever shows up to our apartment again, will you not let her in until I wake up? It's hard enough having my life being turned into a reality TV show. I'd like to get some privacy, at least. Also, don't let anyone film me while I'm on the toilet."
As I headed to the bathroom, Evelyn said,
"Come on, nobody's going to film you going to..."
But before she could finish her sentence, Mary was following me with her camera into the toilet.
"What the hell do you think you're doing?"
Evelyn said, blocking the lens on Mary's camera with her hand.
"What? I think people will find it very interesting how a giant bug goes to the bathroom." "Yeah, but nobody wants to see Greg sitting on the toilet." "Well, people are interested in how astronauts go to the bathroom, so why would they want to know how a giant bug does the deed?" "Look, nobody wants to be filmed while pooping."
As I squatted over the toilet, I listened to Evelyn arguing with Mary about the appropriateness of filming me on the porcelain throne. I guess this is my life now. When I finished my business and came back out, the doorbell rang. Evelyn and Mary were still arguing, so I crawled over to the door and opened it. I expected it to be Kathy, but instead it was Alex.
"Hi. I never thought I would see you again."
"I didn't either, but Brian has hired me to be your long-term makeup artist."
"Oh, I hope it isn't too much of a hassle for you to travel here every morning just to do my makeup."
"It's not a hassle at all, most especially since Brian is paying for the travel time."
"As long as you're paid well, I'm fine with it."
Alex lugged a giant dark gray toolbox behind her, which she set down on the wooden floor with a heavy thud. Opening up the box, she took out a cordless electric buffer and began polishing my exoskeleton. The apartment filled with the shrilled sound of the powerful motor, the deafening noise reverberating through my body. I hated every moment of it. Meanwhile, Mary pointed her camera at me to record my beauty routine.
"Mary, do you have to film me getting my exoskeleton exoskeleton polished?
Of course! People are going to find this fascinating.
Well, for me, this is just like getting my toenails clipped. I doubt anyone would want to watch that unless they have a toe fetish or something.
After polishing my elytra, Alex moved to my face. She switched over to a smaller Dremel tool so she could get into the small crevices and smaller and more delicate chitinous appendages around my face. She finished gluing prosthesis to my mandibles, then applied a coat of wax over my cuticle for an extra glossy shine. With my exoskeleton all spick and span, I crawled over to the kitchen for breakfast. By the time I arrived, there was already a stack of Domino's pizza sitting on the table, freshly delivered and piping hot. Evelyn sat down, waving her arms in excitement as she slyly looked at the camera.
Can't wait to fill my mouth with the cheesy goodness of a Domino's pizza in the morning.
She picked up the box, making sure the lid faced the camera, then looked into the lens with a fourth-wall-breaking smile and said in a sultry voice,
I wish the delivery guy would come in 30 minutes, or it's free.
She then picked up a slice and licked it with some very sexually suggestive tongue movements.
Don't do that. This is product placement, not a commercial. The appearance of the product should be inconspicuous. If you make it too obvious, people will be turned off.
Don't worry about that. The audience is plenty turned on already,
She said, then flashed a coquettish glance. I started eating the pizza, then said,
You know, if Domino's wanted me to advertise for them, they should have paid me to not eat their pizza. If I'm still eating them, it implies that their pizzas are still garbage.
I only finished a few bites when the doorbell rang again. At first I thought it was Kathy, but when I went to the door, Mom strode in, followed by two women I hadn't seen before.
Hi, Greg. How is my precious compound doe-eyed darling son doing?
Mom, how did you get past security?
Oh, it was easy. I bribed the guard with a cookie.
Really? Your cookies are that good?
Mom smiled.
You don't know your mom all that well, do you? Anyway, say hello to your two aunts, Sylvia and Claudia.
The two squealed as they approached me and shook my leg.
What? Greg, bug guy, what a lovely...
They were so starstruck they blathered incoherently. Mom bent down and whispered,
Technically, they're not really your aunts. One is a cousin 3 times removed, and the other is a friend of a friend I know from college. But, you know, that's close enough. Oh my God, it's more gorgeous than I imagined,
Sylvia said, her eyes filled with lust as she stared at the obscenely huge white walls and modernist furniture.
It feels like I stepped into a copy of Architectural Digest. I wonder what this entire place is worth.
The other woman asked.
You shouldn't worry yourself with that question, like since you never be able to buy it,
Mom said. All 3 women walked into the living room, examining every item as though it were a piece of fine art, from the bowl of candy lying on the coffee table to the glass shelves on the wall. They craned their necks to take pictures of the light fixtures hanging from the ceiling, snooping in every crevice and corner of the room, looking for the best angle from which to capture the full beauty of the masterpieces. Then, my 2 faux aunts bent down low to take pictures of the chairs majestically lounging in their natural habitat. A teal couch in the middle of the room particularly captured Mom's attention. She ran her hands all over the cushions as though she was touching a lover.
I love this couch,
She purred, her breath growing heavier and deeper each time she stroked it.
It feels so gorgeous. It has such well-proportioned cushions, the perfect mix of straight and curved lines. Ooh, I just want to lie on it and feel the sensation of velvety upholstery rubbing against my skin.
Okay. Do you want me to leave you alone with the couch?
No, you can watch me enjoy the couch,
she said playfully, then let her body slump on the cushion with a soft thud. Her face glowed with a blissful smile as she wiggled around, caressing the couch with every inch of her skin. After such a sensual experience, she got off and lifted up the cushions.
What are you doing?
I'm looking for the tag with the manufacturer and model information. I want to buy one just like it.
After a few minutes of searching, she found the tag and was immediately visibly unhappy.
What's wrong with the couch?
Nothing. It's just that it's IKEA.
IKEA furniture is perfectly fine.
Yeah, but...
Straining her face, she struggled to get the words from her brain to her mouth.
It's IKEA. IKEA. Nothing special.
Well, from the way you emotionally bonded with the couch, it sure seemed special to you.
Yeah, but I want other people to think my couch is special too. Some big name that will impress them. Frank Lloyd Wright or Mivan de Roe.
Mom, I doubt you could afford a Mia van der Rohe couch.
Suddenly, we heard Sylvia squealing.
Ooh, take a look at this!
We crossed the room to find her in an absolute ecstasy.
Look at the trash can,
she said, pointing, then took a step forward. When the lid of a small stainless steel trash receptacle automatically opened, Mom's jaw dropped as if she just witnessed Moses parting the Red Sea.
Oh my God! Can I try that?
My faux aunt stepped aside, and Mom walked up to the trash can like it was hers to tell it what to do. When the lid flipped open again of its own volition, Mom's face lit up in renewed astonishment.
My God!
She said, turning her head towards me.
A trash can with a lid that opens by itself. Isn't that the most amazing thing you've ever seen?
Mom, I was a man who got turned into a giant bug. I think I've seen more amazing things than that.
Nonetheless, despite how unimpressive the high-tech trash can was to me, the three women crowded around the thing like it was a holy object, playing with it, snapping pictures, and even taking a peek at the contents inside.
There are sure a lot of empty yogurt cups in here,
Mom said, reaching into the trash and pulling one of the yogurt cups out. She put it in her purse. Was that her idea of a souvenir? Evelyn was shocked.
Oh, you're taking other people's garbage? You realize there are a lot of germs in that stuff, don't you? Yes, but it's good germs. It's Kathy Carpathian's special probiotic yogurt. I'm going to grow the bacteria in milk and see if it does anything for me. But someone has already eaten that. Their germs are also on it. So, whatever good germs are growing inside Kathy Carpathian will be in me as well.
Evelyn discreetly stepped some distance away from Mom as she and my faux aunts continued rummaging through the garbage. They recovered a few corks from what looked like very expensive bottles of wine, but Sylvia suddenly gasped when she extracted a crumpled, greasy piece of paper.
Look, this looks exactly like Kathy Carpathian's handwriting. Milk, eggs, breakfast sausages. This is her shopping list,
Mom said. The three women squealed in delight. Then all of them grabbed the grimy piece of paper, fighting over who would lay claim to it.
Let me keep it. I found it,
Sylvia said, pulling hard at the battered shopping list in an attempt to wrestle it from Mom's firm grip.
Obviously, I get to keep it, since if it weren't for my son, you wouldn't be here to discover this in the first place.
Mom
Harumph.
harumphed, straining both her face and fingers to grasp tightly onto the battered shopping list.
Come on, you two have already gotten your turn. Let me have something.
Chimed full on Claudia, carefully pulling on the paper so as not to rip it, while still unmistakably staking her claim. Evelyn stood beside me, observing the three fielding women with a horrified look on her face.
Is your mom usually like this?
This is only the tip of the iceberg of her insanity.
As amused as I was seeing Mom fighting with her friends for a piece of garbage, after a while it became not funny anymore, so I intervened, saying,
Do I have to be Solomon and cut the baby in half?
Good idea.
Mom said, then got a pair of scissors and cut the shopping list into 3 roughly equal pieces and distributed them equally. Not a bad solution, when you consider that a piece of paper is not a baby. Suddenly, the door swung open, and a woman carrying a chihuahua in her handbag wafted into the room. She was wearing a loose-fitting white gown and a floral wreath, like she'd just finished prancing through a flowery meadow. When Mom noticed that it was Kathy Carpathian herself, she dropped the shopping list and squealed even louder than before. Sylvia and Claudia saw Kathy too, and the entire room resonated with an infernal chorus of excited screaming.
Eee! I can't believe I'm seeing Kathy Carpathian.
Mom said in a voice high enough to shatter champagne glasses. Kathy smiled, set her handbag down and said,
Namaste, my daughters. I'm eternal sunshine. It's always nice seeing my acolytes waiting to greet me in my home.
Oh my God, Kathy is talking to me.
Sylvia said with glee. Kathy rolled her eyes, but kept the friendly smile firmly planted on her face, a smile that maintained her congenial appearance. She took her dog out of her handbag and said,
I'm going to my room to revitalize my chi, but my precious little Chelsea needs attention while I'm gone, so you'll look after her.
Both of my faux aunts were thrilled to play with Kathy's dog.
Aren't you the prettiest dog?
Said Sylvia.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
She picked the bug-eyed creature with a snout like a pair of needle-nosed pliers up and held the dog before her for inspection. I turned to Evelyn and whispered,
That's the ugliest dog I ever saw.
Don't say that. Kathy might hear you.
I think she knows how ugly her dog is. She just can't say it out loud because it's fashionable in the current moment.
As Sylvia and Claudia were preoccupied playing with the chihuahua, Mom blocked Kathy's escape route and took a small bag of cookies out of her purse and said,
Oh, I made these for you.
Kathy accepted the bag and impatiently headed out of the room, but Mom grabbed her hand and said,
Please try one.
Kathy gave Mom an annoyed look, reached into the bag, and popped a cookie into her mouth. She chewed for a few seconds, then a look of supreme happiness appeared on her face as though she just had an orgasm.
These are sublime.
Kathy said.
Don't you mean they're fantalicious?
Kathy looked disturbed, but quickly covered up her unease with a smile and said,
No, the version of Kathy Carpathian that speaks like that no longer exists. My spiritual journey has taken my soul to a higher level of enlightenment. I now no longer feel that adolescent compulsion to say that inane nonsense anymore. Come on, we never hear you say your old catchphrases anymore. Whatever happened to hunkerific or you can kiss my sweet bee's knees? That was a younger and less sophisticated Kathy who uttered that drivel. I have unconsciously decoupled from the version of myself.
Kathy said, then quickly ate another cookie. She licked her fingers to get every last crumb, and in a faint voice said,
Oh man, now I need to hit the gym really hard to burn off all these calories.
I'm really sorry about that, but it's hard to make a low-fat version of my cookie. They simply wouldn't taste as good.
No need to apologize. You don't need to change your cooking because of some trendy health fad. Your cooking is timeless. You're like the nice grandma I never had. Ah, thank you.
Mom said, putting a hand on her chest.
No need to thank me. I should thank you instead.
Kathy said as she opened a closet and took out a basket full of lotions, creams, and shampoos and handed it to Mom.
To show you my gratitude, I present you the entire gamut of Kathy Carpathian's line of beauty products in this nifty basket hand-woven by real Native Americans. In here, you will find the best products from our lineup, including our Kathy Carpathian Cleansing Rain of Amazon Body Wash, Kathy Carpathian's Austrian Alpine Herbal Lip Balm, Kathy Carpathian's Dew of Dahlia Deodorant, Kathy Carpathian's Crystal Clear Complexion Clotted Cream, and of course, our signature Kathy Carpathian Anti-Aging Clam Cream.
Mom lovingly cradled the basket in her arms and said,
Oh, I've yearned for such a long time to have this, especially the anti-aging clam cream. I can't thank you enough. Tell me, Kathy, is the anti-aging clam cream the kind that contains the extract of a clam that lives for 500 years? Yes. We have a deep-sea diver scour the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean to collect these clams. Then scientists from our labs use sophisticated techniques to extract the chemicals that keep them young for hundreds of years, all so you can experience their rejuvenating effects yourself.
That's fascinating. But is there any scientific evidence verifying the anti-aging effects of the clam extract?
I don't need to give any scientific evidence. The fact that Indians have been using the clam for thousands of years is enough evidence in itself. Yeah,
Mom said.
Sometimes you don't need a scientific evidence if people have been using the stuff for generations.
Was she consciously sucking up to Kathy by repeating what Kathy had just said?
Exactly. But use the body wash first. It will unclog your pores right away, making it easier for whatever you put on next to sink right into your skin.
Mom sped off to the bathroom, as giddy as an old-timey prospector who had just discovered gold. When she was out of Kathy's sight, Kathy's smile disappeared in a nanosecond, and she turned to Mary and said,
Okay, we need to start the day as quickly as possible. You and Bug Guy follow me down the street to my car.
Mary unshouldered her camera and lumbered toward the front door, lugging her recording equipment. Meanwhile, Evelyn came up to Kathy with a spring in her step. Kathy inspected Evelyn with a piercing, withering glance.
Did I tell you to come with us?
Evelyn was shocked. She stopped dead in her tracks.
Don't you need me on your show? Why would I want you on my show? Nobody knows who you are.
Evelyn looked like she had been stabbed in the heart.
Nobody knows me? I'm on Greg's show. Well, that's nice. But just because you're the girlfriend of the bug guy doesn't mean you're anybody important.
Evelyn's face was frozen in a mortified expression. So as I headed out of the door, I put my legs around her to comfort her.
Don't worry. You're still an important part of my show.
A smile appeared out of the corner of her mouth, but only barely. As we left the house, I waved goodbye to her. My last sight of her was heartbreaking. She looked at me wistfully just as Mary closed the door behind me.
Wait! Weren't you going to go to your room to revitalize your chi?
Mary asked.
Oh, we can always do that later. Right now, we have a commercial. I mean, a TV show to film.
Kathy responded. And that's the end of Chapter 7 of Bug Guy. I would like to thank my friends Edie Matthews and Dave Strom for reading along with me. If you'd like to read the printed version of this book, please follow the link down below. I hope you will join us next time for more Bug Guy.
Thank you.